What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping in. Today we are talking about some of the deadliest knives that I've handled so far this year. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content. Hit that thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. And let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I love seeing what you guys have for your EDC. So a couple of things to keep in mind. Primarily, this is for fun, and secondly, this is consisting of knives that I have handled this year and currently have. So there are knives that might not be on this list simply because I don't have them. But remember, this is for fun, but I do have an awesome list of knives to get into here today. I will have links to all these knives down in the description of this video. We're going to kick the video off with the Concept Baku. And typically, you want to look for two things, right? You want something that's going to poke or pierce very well, or something that's going to slash and gash very well. And the Baku, with this very short, pokey blade, this is going to pierce and poke very well. You have a black wash finish, S35 VN steel. You have studs and a rear flipper for deployment, titanium handle, backspacer, and pocket clip. This is going to be a inset liner lock. And, you know, if you're looking for a folding tactical knife in the more premium end, you know, this would be a good candidate. A lot of people will say, look for a knife that has a guard or a flipper to act as that guard. And in some cases, I agree with that, right? It adds a little bit of safety to the tool. But I think, you know, realistically, in an adrenaline-filled situation, if something has gone terribly wrong and you're relying on the knife for a certain scenario, I think I would be hard-pressed to think that I'm going to let go of this handle in any situation. You don't almost have to rip my arm off. But that's my opinion. The flipper or guard is a good idea, a good secondary means. But like I said, with adrenaline pumping, I think I'm staying on that handle until it is finished. Next up, I like this one a lot because it's very affordable. It's like 60 bucks. The CMB Falcon here, coming in AUS 10. You have that very low hawk bill blade, stonewash finish, textured G10 handle. You have a backspacer with that integrated ring there. And if you can get that blade out and get your hand on this handle and a finger through that ring, you are going to be very secure on this knife. This is a liner lock with a nice thick liner. And this is on the other side of the spectrum from the Baku. Like I said, you either want something that pokes very well or something that's going to slash very well. And this is that slashing category. And like I said, for under $60, I really like the CMB Falcon. Now, I hesitated to put this one on the list. It's a front flipper only, and I get that. But this has a lot of good attributes to it. You have that very pokey blade. It's going to be coming in 154 cm, and it is a little bit taller. But because it's a fairly thin blade stock, I think the piercing power of this blade would be very, very good. And this is a large size knife. So you have a lot of handle that if this were to be in the pocket, you were to need to get this out, you know, get it opened up. You have plenty of handle here to really gather yourself somewhere. And if you need that distance, you'll be able to get that because of that larger handle. Now, you don't have much of a guard here or a safe place to stop yourself on this particular knife, but it could be a good candidate if you really know your tools and have practice with them. That is the key when it comes to a tactical knife or a knife being used in a tactical situation. I'm by no means a tactical expert. These are just the opinions and conclusions of a madman. Next up, we have the Tecto A5 Spry Series OTF. Now, I like this one, not necessarily the Tanto blade shape. They make this in a dagger spear point style blade, which would be much more, that would be much more in the style we're talking about today. But this will fit the bill for now. It comes in S35VN. They are about $250. So for the materials and build quality, that's a pretty sound price. We are looking at a textured aluminum handle here and a nice deep carry clip. There's a little glass breaker there, but I love this ramp. It's nice and high and very easy to actuate that switch, and it's also very easy to disengage that blade. The action's very smooth, and I like the size of this. It is a larger OTF, and here again, just like the Kaiser Momo, a nice handle on this OTF. I wear an XL glove, and I have plenty of room on this handle. So here again, if you need reach, you'll have that. And with the dagger blade or any blade similar, you'll be able to poke and do a little bit of slashing. But Tecto is definitely a sleeper company when it comes to their autos. Now, if you're looking for an auto, but you're not looking for an OTF, you want an out the side, this Schrade Entice might be a good option. I like the blade shape for poking and piercing. You have that very thin drop point blade coming in S35VN. We have textured aluminum handles here, a very simple design, a deep carry clip, works pretty well. The action is not like ProTech, it's not like Microtech, but it is pretty decent on this folder here. Push that button and you can lock it out if you would need to. It's a decent size, and I think this would do very well for piercing and poking. These are USA made and right around $200. And, you know, with the lack of power, you know, in comparison to Microtech and ProTech, you know, the price tag kind of reflects that. At $200, it's not bad. And the springs really are not that bad on this knife. It kicks out pretty good. I've seen much, much slower. And if you were to really need to get this out, you can kind of give it the old wrist whip, and that'll get it out even quicker. But yeah, I like the Schrade Entice if you're looking for something a little different. Next up, we have the brand new Ria XO, the full size with the lock and pocket clip. Notice I say with the lock. That is kind of the game changer when it comes to this knife and being a knife that would possibly fill this role. With that lock now, it's a very easy and fluid motion to bring this out of the pocket, unlock it, and just kind of let that blade fall out and throw that switch back up. Once you handle one for even an hour, it becomes very easy and just it kind of becomes second nature. Now here again, this comes in Tanto, drop point, dagger, so you can kind of pick your poison with that. It's nice and short, and it's going to be very pokey. This one's coming in LMAX, but they have 3V and a plethora of different versions you can get. This is a titanium with titanium inlay. Pocket clip is also titanium. I could see where some people would say this would be a good tactical type knife, but I could see where some people would say there's steps, you know, unlock, open, lock. You know, I can see where the steps may be hazardous, but like I said, once you handle it for even an hour, it becomes very fluid, and before you know it, it becomes second nature. Next up, we have the Shieldin Scythe, and the Scythe XL would also fit into this role. Here we have a slasher, so to speak. I mean, you could definitely pierce with this too, but this would make a great slashing knife. It's compact. It's got a nasty Pikal style blade. Stonewashed, 154 cm, micarta handle, nice deep carry wire clip, reversible, liner lock. I think this is probably, out of the folding options, this is one of the better options because it's very affordable. And if you're looking for that slash and gash, this is going to be very hard to beat because of how thin and pokey that thing is. If you even knew a little bit about what you were doing, that would be a great option. Next up, we have the Real Steel Vanguard here. Now, hear me out on this one. I like this one because of the flipper tab here. It's easy to come down on that flipper or just simply push on that flipper, and then out comes flying a nice drop point blade, going to be very pokey. This is a great size. We're looking at a titanium handle, pocket clip, and backspacer. You have that flipper tab as a little guard there, and I just like this because it's quick, and this also would double as a great EDC knife in combination with something that would be a good poker and piercer as well. But there are a ton of different versions of the Vanguard that you can get with carbon fibers, micartas, G10s, plethora of different ones out there. Next up, we have the brand spanking new Daily Carry Co. tie slide with the update, the pocket clip. This is a version 2 tie slide, and I almost want to pick this over the EXO at this point because pulling this out of the pocket and just giving it a little wrist flick, this thing comes popping out. We have earth magnets in here holding this handle closed. So this thing is so quick out of the pocket to get that blade out. It's nice and short. It's very pokey. Now, it's not a very long blade, but placement will be everything, right? And I like this. It doesn't lock, no, but it's not just going to pop open in your hand if you are gripping that handle, right? So I really like this knife in certain situations. Like I said, you can't plan for what's going to happen. It's just a matter of having something and knowing how to use it. Hopefully you can get yourself out of the situation, but I could see where this would be a good option, and I might even lean more with that than the EXO just because there's no steps with this knife. It's get it out, throw your wrist, and it's going to come flying out and be ready to go. Now, if you're thinking, damn, I want one of those autos or something like that, but 200, 250, that's out of my price. Well, I got you. Schrade put out the Uproar Auto, and there are two versions, straight edge and then true double edge serrated. For tactical situations, this is the one I would want. You have a very short dagger blade, double edged, double serrated. That would be nasty. The action, for under 90 bucks, I can't complain about it. It's been solid, opened every time I've asked it to, closed every time I've asked it to, really hammered on these to kind of find out what these were about, shoved them into hard 2x4s and nothing. No slippage, nothing. So for under 100 bucks, I really like these Schrade Uproar Autos. You have aluminum texture here and a nice deep carry clip with a glass breaker. Like I said, if you want that auto, you want something cool like that, but you just don't want to spend over 100 bucks. These come in like $80, $90, and I think they are going to fill the bill very good. Now we have the Tack Knives Marlin, and this thing is awesome. It comes with several different mounting options. I've been just trying to figure out where I'm going to place with it. You have this pancake style sheath, ton of eyelets, and the fitment on this is very, very good. Nice ramp here to push this off, but I just love this fixed blade. I think it would pierce and poke very well. It is very tall here in the middle, so there is that, but I just think this would be a very cool tactical knife, right? Something that could definitely do some damage in the right hands, and I could see where you could slash with this. It's very, very comfortable in the reverse grip. The Tack Knives Marlin here comes in at $50. D2 steel with a stonewash, textured, rock textured G10 handle, full tank construction, of course, there, and then nice usable jimping here. I really like the Tack Knives Marlin. Next up, we have the Harns Shark. Now, I would switch out the standard clip that comes with this. I had a standard pocket clip on it, but threw this back on for the video. This is how it comes. Has this carbon fiber Kydex sheath, and then you have this belt clip attachment here. It makes it pretty tall. Now, if you're going to strictly carry this on the belt, then it makes sense. But if you wanted to carry this scout carry or down in the pocket, you would want to change what you are going to use there. But I like this knife because I can pretty much get a full grip on the handle, and as I pull it out, you have that very nice upswept pokey blade. This is going to be coming in D2. Harns does a great job on their D2. Testing proves that. Look it up, but Harns does a good job on their D2. But if you're only buying this as a tactical knife, that really is irrelevant. But it's a shorter blade, and it's got that very pokey tip. You have that nice guard here in that standard grip, and this is also very comfortable in the reverse grip as well. Like the Harns Shark, these come in, I think, like $60, so could be a little high, but like I said, the D2 is very good. Textured G10, this would make a pretty good option. You got the anodized pivot there, kind of giving it that folder nod, and then you do have a lanyard hole down here on the butt end. But that is a good, affordable option when it comes to a fixed blade. If you want something extremely cheap, this Massillon fixie here would be a good option. This is specifically designed to poke and do a lot of damage. You have that very short Tanto style blade coming in D2. You have contoured G10 handles here, and you have the ring there. And like I said earlier with the CMB, if you can get in that ring, you are going to be locked in on that handle. It does come with a pancake Kydex sheath, and then it does come with this textile lock here, which does work good for on the belt. But you could put scout straps on this. You could put an Alti clip or some sort of pocket clip, and this would be a good candidate. The knife and like an Alti clip, you're still probably under like $40, or you could just get the fixed blade and rock the tech lock and be very affordable. If you're saying to yourself, man, I want a fixed blade, but I want something large and, you know, like a mini pry bar that I can do some real damage with, well, the Effin' Grill 136 here, this will be a pretty good option for a larger fixed blade. Now, I wouldn't consider this strictly in an EDC range. It could definitely be EDC though. It does come with this textile lock here, a taco style Kydex sheath, a good ramp there on that sheath, good retention on the sheath, and then you have this nice guard here and that very pokey 154 cm satin finish blade. And this is kind of a just a nasty little blade. You have that thick handle, so you'll have a very good grip on it, especially if you have larger hands. This grip is absolutely money. You have micarta, you have G10 liners and collars there. This thing is sweet and very affordable. And then coming in 154 cm with the micarta handle really tops this thing off. And then you have that taco style sheath. That is a great recipe. Now to the other side of the spectrum, we have the Kaiser Muskrat here. And I like this option because it's something very realistic that you would have with you and could maintain a very minimal profile, right? You have this very slim and short taco style sheath. It does come with this pocket clip. I would throw a scout strap on here and carry this somewhere up front for like a crossbody draw or something like that. But you can get your entire hand on the handle there while it's still in the sheath. Great retention, but very easy to get this out and put this thing to work. You have D2. They also come in 154 cm. This one comes with G10. The 154 cm version comes in micarta, and this is very, very affordable, like $40 or somewhere in that ballpark. But this is something realistic, and although it doesn't have an extremely long blade, you know, I still think it would do some good damage. The Asher Knives Fixie here, I think, is a beautiful candidate for this as well. It comes with a nice taco style sheath. It comes with this deep carry pocket clip here. And then we're talking about S90V with a stonewash finish and contoured G10 handles. Lanyard hole down there at the bottom. You have this nice guard here. I think this would make, you know, I don't think it was intended that way, but this would make a fantastic poking and piercing knife right here. That guard's going to protect your hand no matter which grip you're in. It's extremely comfortable in the reverse grip. Just like the standard grip, this thing is comfortable as all hell, and nice amount of blade there, and it comes down nice and short and pokey. I think this would make a great option for poking and piercing. You have great retention on that sheath there, not going to have any wiggle, and those come in right around $100. I think it's one of the best EDC fixed blades that fits in a multitude of different categories. You could put this in as like a gentleman's fixed blade. You could put this in as an everyday user. And like I just said, you could also fit this into a tactical role as well. That will wrap this one up, guys. Let me know which one was your favorite, or if you had multiples, let me know what all you really enjoyed. I love hearing from you guys down in the comments. If you're new here, I release knife and EDC content every single day. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell. That will notify you anytime I release a new video. I will put up a couple recent videos and one of my favorites. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.